Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Bombcast. I am your host, Alicia, and today I am joined by Judy Weiniger. Judy has actually made it into our real estate influencers video guide 2 times, and I am so excited to have her with us today. So welcome.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I appreciate your time. So for our audience that has not read the video influencers guide or don't know who you are, tell us just a little bit about who you are and what your background is.
Sure. I'm Judy Weiniger. I've been a real estate agent for over 20 years. I am a broker as well. Recently became a broker owner, starting my own independent boutique brokerage called Weiniger Group.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's very exciting. I've been a lifelong learner, love to try new things. I'm a creator. So it's been a lot of fun embracing all this new technology that we have as an arsenal to do our job better.
Yeah. So I did say this in the intro, but you have made it into our video influencers guide twice now. The first for your community videos in 2017 and then 2018 as our all-round social media #1. So congratulations.
Thank you. We're just doing our thing, right? And it was really nice to be recognized.
Yeah, well, it's so fun for us to be able to see all of the ways that people are using video in their business. I mean, we have a lot of knowledge and insight and background, but we learn so much from our customers. So we're always really grateful to have an opportunity to learn and expand our resources as well. So how did you get started with video, and how long have you been doing video in your business?
Video began for me in 2012, so I always like to be a role model for someone out there who hasn't started yet and wishes they did. I attended an Inman event, and I got inspired by all the video talk, and I thought it was too late. Everyone was doing video already. Why deal with it? It was already too late. But fortunately, I didn't listen to that inner voice, and I decided to go ahead and give it a try. I knew nothing. I was mentored by my dear friend Jimmy Mackin at the time, and he really helped me step forward first with doing Q&A videos just to get comfortable in front of the camera. I would just go every morning to my office at the time at Remax, and 6 a.m. bring my tripod and my iPhone and my lavalier mic that I was told to buy, and I would just probably do 10, 20, 30, 40 takes until I could manage sending one over to Jimmy to take a look at. So that was step one. I think people have a much easier chance to get started now with the technology with Facebook Live and Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much more simple to just dive in. And so I think there's wonderful opportunities there where you don't have to overthink it like I tended to do and just dive in.
Yeah. So when did you start doing community videos?
So community videos is really the passion in me with video work. It was after I dealt with the Q&A videos and I just said I had enough of that. Like I got tired of, seeing myself front and center. And I said, you know what? There's more to our job than just answering real estate questions. Mm-hmm. What really spoke to me one day was just realizing the fact that buyers want to know what it's really like to live in your local community and how do you portray that? And there really was no resource. I mean, we have such an opportunity as real estate agents, real estate brokerages, because, the big portals just can't compete with us. We're the local experts. We're the ones connected to the community. So I reached out to, at the time, about 8 different local businesses and ones that were, I think, kind of the cornerstone of our community of Warren Township, New Jersey, a very small town, 15,000 people, 6,000 homes. And I got in front of those business owners to just find out why Warren, what is it about the people of Warren? Tell us about your businesses. And it was really enlightening for me and also freeing because I could turn the camera now around and not be all about me. And it was all about them. And I used to say, turn the spotlight on your community. And that was really a turning point for me in video because I think that became such an interesting story to tell.
Yeah. So, how many community videos do you think you've done at this point?
I stopped counting, but we did I would say about 20 businesses in our one town.
Okay.
And then I moved into other things because I said, well, what do people want to know? Well, they really want to know about the local parks and our farmers markets. And we have beautiful farm stands here. So we did other types of videos where hiking trails and just the beautiful nature, the library we did one on. So just again, trying to go back to the basic premise, if someone's going to want to move to central New Jersey, maybe from New York, Manhattan, maybe from outside of the state, they're going to research towns. And I would like them to find my resources because I think it's valuable. Plus, it's a wonderful opportunity to get people in my funnel getting to know me very early on in their stages of their home buying process.
Yeah. Well, I love two things that you said there right at the end is number one, you're providing a valuable resource, which is one of the advantages that we have now with video and social media, because it makes it so that for a real estate agent, their relationships can be less transactional on that front side and establish themselves as someone who's really, really bringing a lot of value. And I would assume, but I won't speak for you, that aspect in itself has given you an ability to grow your business just because you're providing value. Would you agree with that?
100%. I think it's people seeing that I care about my local community. We use a tagline here at Weiniger Group. We live here, we work here, we love it here. And it's not fake. We do. This is our home. Our kids went to school here. We use the local businesses here. I help support other businesses here. So I'm hoping that the people out there watching the videos see the real care for my own community and my love of it, and my hope that they will at least give it a chance to take a look at for maybe their next home.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the second piece of that is, yes, providing a tremendous amount of value and just putting it out there is going to help your business grow. And then you said it gets them into your funnel, which is it's that know, like, and trust piece that I think, we hear those words. If you are in sales, you've heard those words so many times, know, like, and trust over and over, that I think it's easy for us to forget what it really means. But this idea of feeling like you know someone and you can connect with them is so powerful. I feel like I've said it a million times since I got back from Inman, but I heard at Inman someone from the stage say that consumers have stated now that they would feel comfortable using an Instagram influencer for their real estate transactions, which might be shocking to people, be like, what? But people feel like they know them. Those people that are posting Instagram stories every day, that people watch every day, you do start to feel like you know them.
That's a good reminder to me. Yes, because I think, again, the intonation, you can't hide who you really are. I just, even if you're a great actor or actress, I just feel the truth of you comes out. And I always speak about, this attraction marketing that, I truly would love to work with people that want to work with me. I'm not a big chaser. I'm not a big, old-fashioned sales techniques. So what video has done for me and the brokerage and my agents here is now people are getting that chance to get to know us in a very safe, value add way, which is what we believe in anyway. And then they give us a call when they're ready. And so the most wonderful phone call when I get it. And if anyone's in my office, I put it on speaker. I'm like, oh my God, you see. And because how many times do we get that question, right? What's the ROI of all the stuff we're doing? Yeah. But people, stopping me in the street, going to local restaurants, and, people knowing me in town in that way, more from my video work and not necessarily just as a resident here.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you are getting to experience that, because there is something very different between chasing people and trying to get their attention versus, hey, we want to work with Judy. That's exciting.
It makes for a wonderful transaction, right? I mean, I think at the end of the day,
absolutely.
I think all the lead generation tactics, do work, but it also doesn't make for that connection with the client necessarily. It's basically an interview before you're hired.
Yeah, absolutely. So getting into video, particularly when you started doing these community videos, what kind of obstacles did you have to overcome to get to the place where you're at now? Because I think a lot of our viewers could perhaps learn or gain some confidence from hearing the things that you had to overcome early on.
I made a big decision early on after those Q&A videos, and I realized, the value add of my time. And I decided early on that I was not going to be the one to make the videos myself and edit them. I'm a creator, and the problem is I would have gone down a rabbit hole for hours and hours at a time. And I just couldn't do that. That wasn't where my, where I was making a living. So I hired a videographer very early on. It was a connection through a family member. He had done bar mitzvahs and weddings, maybe some local business videos also, some corporate videos. And I've been connected to him for now 6-7 years. So he's been my exclusive videographer. So finding somebody, again, you can go down those two paths. You don't have to hire a videographer, but for me, I just couldn't go the other way. So that was one obstacle that was decided early on. So I'm spending more money, but I'm also not having to deal with the editing afterwards. And also, I get his expertise. I'm not an expert at this.
Yeah.
So that was number one. And number two, just go choose the places that you feel are the heart of your town. Like we chose, great pizza place where this guy had such an emotion for what he provided the community. Have a local pharmacy, which is probably one of our most favorite, cherished businesses in town. It's 3 generations. It's old-fashioned pharmacy. It would be found in like Mayberry if you were to go back to the Andy Griffith show. And so hearing their story is beautiful. And, people outside, in my friends in the industry who watch these are like, yeah, this is a cool town to live in. And it's providing everything that I had hoped for, like to get to know the people that have chosen to serve this community. So we started with the businesses and the people behind the businesses and what they provide.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful marriage of me getting that information out to the community and the buyers and sellers out there, but also being able to help these local businesses who really had no understanding about social media or digital marketing at that time, especially. So I was providing a service for them to get their name out into the Google world.
Yep. Well, and that is, I feel like with community videos, that's the double benefit that really does come down to service, because you are providing an opportunity for these local businesses to market or be marketed by someone else in a way that they're probably not doing themselves or that they wouldn't know how to do. And you're the one doing the spend on the videographer and the editing and all of that. So it is a service that you are providing to your community. Yes, you do get to see benefit from it, but for your community, it really is an opportunity to serve those business owners. I love that. Do you find any business owners pushback or them not really being interested?
Most of them were not interested. And I started to do this in 2013, so it was some time ago. And I remember one of my assistants went in with a flyer, because we created this flyer about, okay, would you like to be on, a video? And of course, everyone should know how much it would cost. And it was a little tempting to try to charge something for it just to cover my costs, but that would have defeated the whole purpose. So I'm so glad I didn't go down that route. But no, people were shy, just like from your own clients at BombBomb. People don't want to be on camera. They're very camera shy. They said they wouldn't be in it, but I could show their businesses. And I said that really wasn't the point. We really want to see the person, the emotion, who are you? Who are you? Because people, as you know, don't buy a slice of pizza. They buy the experience that they're going to have there. How many places are there to choose? And Rosario is one of the examples I give a lot because he didn't get it. You know, wonderful man. I had to convince him to do it. And afterwards, you know, he was so appreciative. He got so much great feedback from his client base. He hopefully got some new clients because of it. But we could show his emotion. So anyone watching out there, if you'd like to pull that up, it's La Strada Pizzeria in Warren, New Jersey. Hopefully Rosario will pop up because he talks about, and here's a key to your listeners too, a tip, you know, it's all in the script and the questioning. We ask very poignant questions, you know, really, you know, what does it feel like when someone goes home after enjoying your pizza tonight? And you won't hear our question, you'll only hear his answer. And his answer was, you know, I feel happy. I feel so happy when people enjoy my food. So it's just, you'll have to take a look at it. But I smile every time, even just thinking about it, because who he was what we were selling, not the piece of pizza.
Yeah. So the questions that you use to pull out that humanity piece from your business owners.
Yes.
Did you come up with those yourself, or did you use a resource for that?
I do a lot of my work just by intuition and trying to put myself in the position of the listener and the watcher, you know, and so, and the help of my videographer, Rory, as well. But as we did one or two, we could see this template kind of set, and we had a list of questions, you know, tell us a little bit about your business, what brought you here, and all those basic things. But then to, you know, what does it feel like when, you know, a client, you know, comes back and says, you know, they have a friend to bring, or some of those things that would elicit, you know, just the emotion of serving the people of Warren. We did get a lot of good answers naturally for, you know, why did you pick this town, and how do you feel about serving the Warren community and the residents here? And so I think that's the humanity piece that you speak of, which is overlooked by so many in marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing it come back in lots of ways. We're seeing, you know, the rise of this more casual social media marketing where huge companies are paying like Instagram influencers, for example, to market their products in a casual selfie style Instagram video because of the human connection piece, right? We have been over marketed to for years. The fact that if I search for something on Amazon and then go onto Facebook and I'm going to see an ad for it, like we feel there's a certain sort of like exhaustion from being marketed to. And yet when it's done in a more human, less transactional way, we respond to it because it's human.
Well, your brand is especially great at that, you know, bring that to all of our attention. And now what social media just does for us naturally is allows us to be real if we choose to take that route. And I've been finding huge rewards by doing that, not even relating to video, just my Insta stories. I mean, I say these silly little things every single morning when I leave my house, just to say hello and good morning. And I get some wonderful feedback from people. They're just I'm so happy to see your smiling face every day and appreciate your good wishes for the day. I'm like, really? I like thinking, gosh, this is really dumb. But they enjoy it, and it feeds me to keep doing that and just spreading, you know, a little bit of joy every day in the morning.
Yeah. I love that you just said that the being real, even just in your Insta stories. I actually, while I was doing a little bit of poking around and research on you, I actually wrote down a quote from your Facebook because it jumped out at me, because this is the first time you and I have ever met, but authentic human connection is my favorite thing in the entire world. It's one of the things that's most important to me. And being really, really raw and authentic and not trying to project an image of what I think other people want to see. And the truth is that has probably helped my career more than anything. So I wrote down a quote you said, and you said, "Be us, stop looking around, keep looking inward. Life's path isn't a one size fits all." And it jumped out at me immediately. And I connected with your same desire to just get to be a real person.
I think most people are really desiring this now. It's not just you and me and 10 other people. I think our whole world is just so thirsty for this kind of thing. And it's still tough, right? We're still human. I'm not always a smiling face. I have tough days. I have disappointments. I have insecurities just like everybody else. And it isn't always easy to tell that story. And I choose not to sometimes. But at the end of the day, I won't bullshit you though.
Yeah, no, I love it. Which this is a great segue into talking about social media a little bit, because we talked about community videos. This year, you were our #1 all-around social media video influencer. So tell us a little bit about what you are doing on social.
Wow. I mean, that was a big surprise. I think I'm known more for my community marketing and some of my other local, hyper-local marketing. So the social media piece, I feel like a beginner. My age is not a native to this. So I've had to learn it, which is fine. I love to learn. But it's been a lot of trial and error. And maybe that's been, again, the connection for people, that they see me struggling with it or, doing it anyway. And I think that's the inspiration I truly like to put out there, is that, it doesn't have to feel natural, and it is hard when my hair doesn't look good and I need to get my hair colored and, all of those things. So what am I doing on social? I've putting myself out on Facebook Live when it first came out and just started to talk about life a little bit. And I've also segued into something relating to my community as well, called Meet Your Neighbors, that just started in my community, where I'm interviewing not just the businesses, but the people who live here, and just learning more about who they are, not just about their businesses, but sometimes they want to share about their businesses. Sometimes a lot of people here have charities that they like to support. So that's a new initiative. I'm a fan of Insta stories. I love it because as a person who overthinks everything, I just love taking out my phone and being able to do it right then and there and have it done and not have to worry it being perfect. So it's great for someone who overthinks things and wants it to be perfect, so that it disappears in 24 hours.
Yes. So what platforms are you using? Obviously you're using Facebook, you're using Instagram. Are you on Twitter?
I'm not as active. I would like to be.
Okay.
Growing this new brokerage, I think you can understand, and listeners, that I'm struggling now with where to put my time as I'm in this place. So Twitter, I would love to be on more. It's not something I'm natural at, but I love to be able to connect to anybody there. I love Facebook Messenger. I think that's one of my favorite places to be. I can find anybody anywhere there as well and just have a conversation, or in the direct messages of Instagram. I mean, this is where the magic happens. It's not what I was trying to teach a lot of people yesterday at a meeting was, it's not about the posting, right? And you know that, and I know that. It's about the connection. It's about the responses. It's about, I have a great example of that, where I just texted last night. I wanted to make just some connections to people. I felt like I had to get some business to start coming. So I just started to text people.
Yeah.
And yesterday I texted someone. I just said, you know what? I had a great deal with you this year. I just wanted you to know I just loved working with you. Mm-hmm. And, it really made her day. So again, just those silly things that don't necessarily mean it's going to be a dollar sign right at the end, but it's amazing how it happens anyway.
Of course it does, because
it leads to it.
Because, and I say this, I say this probably at the beginning of every training now, video is not the goal. The goal isn't to just make more videos or send more videos. The goal is to connect, because when we connect, our business grows. And so that the leave no comment left behind, I cannot stress how important that is. If you are putting the effort into putting content out on social media, you have to engage with the people that are engaging with you, because otherwise you're not going to make those connections, right? Video does not help your business grow if people are not connecting with you. And so if someone comments on something you've posted, you better comment back, or at least like it, or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's all related. And again, it's no man's an island. I mean, while people do like reading your things, people do appreciate more if you read theirs. And
absolutely. Well, kind of what we said there. I don't know if we said it before or after the camera was rolling, but everyone is the movie star of their own daily movie. Everyone is the hero of their own story. We are the self-talk in our head, the way we go throughout our day, we are at the central focus of that. So it's very natural and easy to think about ourselves and talk about ourselves. The real connection happens when we go the extra mile to invest in other people. It's the basics, but sometimes it doesn't seem so basic for everyone.
No. It's been a really fun journey because now I get to take what I've done. I love to teach it to other people. And with my new brokerage, I'm able to teach it to the people who see the value in it naturally. And some other video ideas that we're doing right now is these video bios. So we're bringing the bio into video. And so we had all of our agents do a bio, and it wasn't, they mentioned where they went to school or whatever, but it was photos of their family, what their favorite hobby is. And again, on that level of get to know me for me, let's connect on those levels of where we have things in common, and you might feel comfortable to give me a call.
Yeah, I love it. Do you use any external, like third-party company to help manage your social media as far as posting and scheduling, or do you just kind of do it all yourself?
It's been my biggest challenge is the distribution of content. I create so much content. It's my favorite thing. I think everyone here in my office would know if I didn't have to sell or train or hire or do those other things. I would just like to be everybody's social media manager and just create content for them. I just enjoy it because it's more obvious to me of what something of value could be for somebody. But it was mostly me for a long time. I did hire recently a company. So I don't use anything, over the years I tried Hootsuite, and I think Later is a big one now, which I want to try, but we produce so much content that it can't be done. I just can't seem to get it done automatically like that.
Yeah.
We do our, our listing Facebook posts, our coming soons, our new listings, naturally for our business. And then we have a social media team now who's chiming in on stories for us for my company, Weiniger Group. I'm still the only one touching my personal pages, which I enjoy. But I do have a company locally who is doing some more of the fun kind of stuff that I don't have to, do every single day.
Yeah. Do you, how far in advance do you plan out your content, or is it just sort of in the moment?
I would like to come up with a smart answer for this and not say it's in the moment, but that's my brain. I'm very driven by feeling and emotion at the time and how I feel. However, that's not how you can run a business. So I do have a plan. I have a virtual assistant who handles all our website and content that gets distributed. So she heads everything that we do, because like I said, we not just in the social media piece of the video and the community videos, but we run a company where we're trying to sell homes, and so she manages all of that. And we have a routine now. On Mondays, we do a great post called "Catch Up with the Market." That's not a video post; that's just a content. And then on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, there's usually two video. There's one video listing post and then a regular blog post with gallery photos. And then we kind of intersperse other content pieces through that, and then adding, my ad hoc stuff. Our agents are doing amazing work now. Two of our agents started an amazing media Facebook Live show. So it's called Local Live New Jersey. And it's really going down the rabbit hole of being that news resource hyper-locally, because we just see a need for it. And so I'm so excited that I'm not involved. I'm inspiration to them, and I'm here if they want me to be on it in any way, but they're running the show. So I'm seeing a lot of that inspiration now around me, which is feeding it, my energy level even further.
Well, that comes from the top down. So you've done a really good job at inspiring and empowering them to go make it their own and do their thing and bring some value in an area that they feel passionate about. So well done.
Thanks. It's pretty exciting. Guys, check that out. Local Live NJ.
Local Live NJ. I also wrote down La Strada Pizzeria. So
that's right. Definitely check out Rosaria's Pizza Place. And there's so many others. I mean, we have an amazing woman, Nurai, who has her own. She's from Turkey and she's a single mom, and she creates all of the food fresh every day, and it's a little shop. So we have her. We have a restaurant called Silk Road, which is Afghan food, and so interesting to learn the background of the family who's lived in Warren for 30 years. And so just story after story for people to know a little bit more depth of who we are here, and the businesses that want to support and serve you.
Yeah, I love it. So top 3 social media tips. I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here because I did not prep you for that, but or even if you can't think of top 3, any tips for social media? Because I would say most of our viewers are in the same position that you are. They're not necessarily, they don't have someone managing their social media. They don't have a third party. They're just sort of doing it themselves. So any tips for them?
I think it's number one, just realizing it's tough, right? I had a conversation this morning with an amazing friend in California who's doing crazy, great content. His name is Samuel Park. So I hope you don't mind I'm mentioning your name, Sam. But, we were just saying, like, he's doing so much. I'm doing so much, but it's really tough because we still have to sell homes and serve our clients. So number one tip is give yourself a break, right? Like, you can't get all the way here day one. Like, pick one thing that speaks to you. Stories is just so easy to do and not have to overthink it. Get on the phone, get used to looking at yourself, and just hit record and send it out there, and do it every day. Do 1 or 2 posts every day. Like me, I leave my house, I say off for the day, or I'm going to yoga and, happy I'm able to play tennis today, or I'm off to see a client, whatever. It's nothing, but just start. And so tip number 1, 2, and 3 is start.
No, I love it. I think that would be my number 1 tip, even for people when they want to know about BombBomb. In fact, one of our marketing guys asked me for 3 tips for some, emails he's building out. And my very first one was stop overthinking it and just do it. It's really, really easy to record videos over and over again and, send yourself test videos or do it and pick them apart. But really, you have to do it.
I think that's great advice. And I think for me, I try not to watch them even, right? Because then we're going to be so overcritical. Just send it off, put it into the world, and just don't overthink, as you say, and be human, right? If we're just human, you can't go wrong, just be real, be human, even if it's real estate related, right? And we send an email, just, are you thinking of selling this year? I know you mentioned last year you're hoping to buy a bigger house for the family. Can that happen? Do you see that happening this year? Or just, connecting in a way that's just empathetic, and just understanding that the other person has needs and their needs are paramount over yours.
Yeah, I agree with you. Number 1, don't watch your videos back. I tell people this constantly and they're always like, oh, really? Yes, really. Yes, really. Because you are going to be your own worst critic. We all are. As soon as—
What are the odds are you're going to hit delete if you look at it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the truth is that when we're having conversations with people, you don't have the opportunity to re-record. And what you said, this is why I was so excited to talk with you, Judy. I knew I was going to like you, is you said be human, which is one of my most favorite things in the entire world. It really is. Be a human being. It's okay if you said in your video. It's okay if, you look a little bit tired, because guess what? Humans get tired. when I have people ask me all the time about filters for BombBomb, they want to know if we're going to do filters. No, because humans don't have flawless skin and big princess eyes, right?
Yeah,
Like, just
absolutely.
it's okay to be a human being. People can connect with a human being. It's harder once we start stripping some of those human elements away, like like imperfections or the fact that maybe our skin isn't perfect. We do lose out on some of that humanity, and that's what this is all about.
I mean, you're so right. I agree with you. I mean, you and I are pretty connected on this stuff. I mean, I think it's the end of the day. I don't know about you, but I listen to my own gut at what feels right. Like if I feel oversold, I just tell myself, don't do that. Like just do the other thing. Right. And to me, I see a lot of video work out there is very overly produced. And I have a lot of it myself, but I think you need to mix it up because the overproduced can feel a little cold to me.
Yep.
And so I'm trying again in my local town to really tell a deep story that we don't have oceans nearby. In the winter, it's kind of pretty ugly out, it's brown. So that I can't change, but I can tell the story of the humans that live here and the businesses. I just started an initiative, so excited about trying to tell the story of our local schools, because that's a question that every buyer wants to know. What's it like to go to school here? And we got to work with our Warren Township, the Warren Township Board of Education. I told them the initiative, and what we were up against was the ranking sites were showing a couple of our elementary schools really poorly ranked. And I know for sure that wasn't the case. We don't have power over that content. We can't get that change. We can try, right? But instead, let's go in and tell a more real story. Let's meet the principals. Let's go meet the teachers and see the students doing their thing. So we created 4 elementary school videos on each of the elementaries. Each of the principals are hosting it and narrating it. So that's another wonderful initiative I'm so proud of, because it's the overarching theme for me is like, how can we provide information that just doesn't exist? How can we provide information that is valuable for the consumer to at least consider? Because I knew firsthand there were buyers choosing not to move to that part of town because of this one school's ranking, and I knew for sure it wasn't accurate.
Yeah. What an incredible value that is to your community. I've seen a lot of agents doing community videos with local businesses, and I've never seen anything on the schools. So I love that. I hope that some of our viewers get inspired to showcase some of their local schools in their community as well, because that's a huge, huge value to the people there.
Thank you. I think, again, another takeaway for your listeners is really, just going into your own head and what are the things your buyers ask you, right? They want to know, how are the schools? Everyone asks, how is the market? They want to know about what it's like to live here, like where are they going to go to grocery shop and where are they going to the gym, basic life things. And so they're very easy answers. Executing them, sure, you can do them raw with your phone now, or you could hire a videographer. It doesn't matter. The content is the content. I think that's what we're all agreeing now too. I like the quality of edited content because it shows the quality of our company and our brand and our work, but interspersed with real life conversation and rawness is really I think the magic pill that people should just get in their heads and just step forward and get out there and meet people, right? Real estate is all about relationships. So we can talk all day long about the whys of doing this or that. It gets you in front of people. It gives value to your community. You feel good about yourself because you are giving back and you're providing a service to the buyers and sellers who are hoping to find out all about living in your local community.
I love it. I feel like that is a perfect place to wrap this up with your tips there. Judy, thank you so much for your time. It was an absolute pleasure to meet you this way. I really, really appreciate your time. And lastly, congratulations on making a big, brave move and opening up your own brokerage. Well done.
Thank you. Super excited. And I have to tell you, the video work and the culture that the videos brought to us made it an impossible thing not to do. So there's so many wonderful things out there. Just go out and try what speaks to you. And I'm really looking forward to sharing with any of your listeners. I love to share. I could talk for hours on this subject. So anyone who wants to hit me up privately, feel free on Facebook Messenger or Instagram, whatever works for them.
Yeah, and she's easy to find because I did Facebook and Instagram stalking last night. So
I'm glad you did.
All right, Judy. Well, again, thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate you sharing our expertise with our listeners.
My pleasure. And I thank you at BombBomb and Misha for all you do to give back to us, because I learn and listen to all of your bombcasts. So thank you as well.